Good evening, folks. Welcome back to another Monday night live stream. Not just another Monday live stream, but an anniversary live stream. So tonight, or officially tomorrow, I suppose, is exactly 5 years from the date that I uploaded my first ever video. And obviously tonight is also the night after Halloween as well. So I thought we'd combine the two. We'll have a little bit of a celebration thing. If you've got any questions you want to ask me as the night goes on about the channel, about YouTube, or whatever it is, any kind of sort of, I hasten to say favourite moments, but anything that kind of springs to mind, we'll have a chat about them later on as well. And we're also going to do a bit of a community favourite, which is our Fighting Fantasy Live tonight as well. We're going to be doing the Forest of Doom. So yes, that's the plan tonight. I thought we'd celebrate with something that it's one of those things that never really gets a lot of views, but I know the folks that tune in and kind of come into it do love doing it. So I thought it's a perfect opportunity for a bit of a community fan favorite tonight. So yes, let's have a look. See who we've got in the chat tonight. Peter Nicholas was in nice and early, saying I'm a bit scared, but I'll attend just to celebrate your 5 years of success. I'm happy with success. Yeah, that's not a bad one to say. I'll say that. Marcus, hello to you as well, mate. He says maybe live longer this time. Yeah, we do have a habit of dying a bit abruptly. Al Cluley, nice one, mate. Nice to see you. We've got Lord Maiden in it. Good evening. He says, did we die in the last one? I thought we entered a maze and left it there. We did, mate. But to be fair, I don't know how interesting it is just to keep wandering around a maze on a live stream. I think when I kind of had a little read about it to see like sort of where we were up to, I was thinking, yeah, it's not going to be visually very fun. So yeah, I think we'll just put that one down to experience. Ortega, hello in the rerun, mate. Thank you for the 5 year wishes. Thank you. Tolmord, hello to you as well. Says he's ready for a trip back in time. Nigel Jones says good evening as well. Happy foraging in the Forest of Doom. Fingers crossed, mate, that we managed to at least have a decent run at it. Peter Kuhlman, good evening to you, mate, as well. Tasty Brain Drain, hello, sir. We've got, did I say hello to Tolmort? Hello, Tolmort, if I didn't say hello to you. Busey's in as well, good evening to you. Hello, Christian, nice to see you, matey. VJ, good morning. Obviously, as well, we've just got the sort of daylight savings time as well, just happened this weekend gone, excuse me. So for those of you overseas, there might be a bit of a difference kind of in the time of tonight's stream. VG, I think it gives you an extra hour in bed, so that's not too bad, is it, mate? Ice Moon, good morning or good afternoon or good evening to you. Busey says, I hope the magnetic dice are charged already. we can give the table a little nudge every now and again. Glenn Griffin, good evening, mate. He says, happy 5th birthday to the channel. It's been a great few years for one of the best channels on YouTube. Very kind of you, mate. That's very kind of you. Blizzards, nice to see you. Hello, Peter Stockdale as well. Ice Moon saying happy anniversary. Everyone's saying happy anniversary there. Andrew Cook says greetings from the future. Hello, future boy. Jacob says we're doomed. Hello, Jacob. Robert Zunk. He says hope everyone's doing good. Hello, Rob. I hope you're well. Oh, there was a funny creak there. I didn't know what that was. Taliesin, hello to you. He says, what's the soundtrack though? I forget what that music's from. It's just some kind of like sort of creepy background music. I forget what it is. Mood music, says Rob. And Glenn says creepy. Oh, what was that? Christian says happy channel anniversary. Thanks for bringing us all nerds together. Christian, very, very kind of you, buddy. Very kind indeed. And thank you. Yeah, VJ saying spooky as well there. Mark Coxey, good evening to you, mate. Lord Main saying happy anniversary. Thank you to you as well. Where are we up to there? Andrew saying congrats on the Rams win. Doing all right, mate. 7-1. I'm happy with that. Major Tom, evening. Ed, I'm sure it's Ed. Are you a Darth Vader Rams fan? I am a Darth Vader Rams fan. Tony Howell, good evening to you as well, fella. Oh, what we got? Al Cluley says, happy 5th, dude. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you, sir, for the donation there. For the super chat. Hugh Jans says, wait, has the shapeshifter always had that split tongue thing? I've never noticed in 30 odd years. I spent plenty of time cutting that out in Photoshop today, so yes, I noticed. Tony saying he's got a mini of the shapeshifter. Nice one. Peter says, I'll be finishing the base of his Blitzkrieg Germans during the stream. Going for a quick smoke break now so I don't miss anything. Congrats, by the way. Thank you very much. And thank you, Stu, as well. Saying congrats there as well. VJ saying happy 5 years, mate. An extra hour in bed. More like an extra hour to get my run done. That kind of thing, mate. Busy saying I always feel a bit jet lagged with these clock changes. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, from our perspective, it was... we didn't really get an extra hour in bed, but I guess the little one technically got up a bit later yesterday morning. That was about it. Today he was back up for school again, so it made no difference. Yeah, Tasty Brain Drink says, I was surprised to see the stream starting an hour later, although I quickly figured out why. I think you guys, certainly over in the States, I think you are generally about the 7th of November. Have you got like another week on us, I think? Tony Bouvleiden, hello mate. He says, happy birthday, 5 today. Seems like yesterday. I must admit, it feels longer technically because obviously I think I worked it out the other day. We've done 500 and something videos over that 5 years. And I think it worked out an average of about 2 videos a week for 5 years, which is not bad going. So it feels longer, but it does feel like it was yesterday that it started, to be fair. Yeah, Ed saying congrats as well. Thanks. Peter says, anyone else on Sky tell you noticed the clocks didn't go back? Oh, I haven't got Sky, mate, so I wouldn't know. Right, folks. So, how's everybody doing? How was your weekend? What have you all been up to? Who's been doing a bit of painting over the weekend? I actually got to play games at this weekend, gone unbelievably. I had a game of Marvel Crisis Protocol at the weekend. Went to a local store, met up with a friend, Andy, who I have not seen in about 8 years. We've been messaging recently about trying to catch up again. Got the opportunity to kind of meet up on Sunday, so I drove over to see him. It was nice just to kind of just to catch up. But yeah, it's been 8 years. We both kind of we used to play War Machine together. He taught me how to play War Machine, and I taught him how to play Malifaux. And we used to go to a lot of events and tournaments and stuff. And then life catches up with you, and kind of we both sort of had sort of things that took us away from gaming, and we both kind of drifted away from the gaming scene for quite some time. I obviously started back with YouTube about 5 years ago doing this stuff, and he dropped back in about 18 months ago, I think he said, with Marvel Crisis Protocol, and just through kind of sort of being in Facebook groups and stuff, we kind of got in touch again, and yeah, it was really, really cool to catch up and to see him again. Andy Smith says, happy birthday to congratulations from the Smiths. Thank you very much, mate. Said he had an ace weekend. Kath bought Marvel from the Sanctuary. I bought her a donut. Happy life. That's not too bad, mate, is it? Well, just before the stream started tonight, if I can get rid of the bit of plastic there, I bought myself a little treat yesterday because the store had a sale on with some of their Marvel stuff. So there was 30% off some bits and pieces. So I managed to pick up Blade and Moon Knight yesterday. So I've just been building up Been building up my Moon Knight there. Robert Zunk, you absolute legend. Thank you very much, fella. So yeah, I've just been building up Moon Knight, and I also yesterday kind of got some paint on Hulkbuster as well. So that gives you an idea of the size difference in the models. This is your average kind of normal model size. This is Hulkbuster in the game as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting to get the golden stuff on him now. Now we've got the red on him. So yeah, they're on my desk. So yeah, it was nice to play a game yesterday. I'm playing a game tomorrow as well. I've got a game of Dead Zone tomorrow. So yes, got a little visitor. John is coming here tomorrow. We're playing Dead Zone tomorrow. So yeah, all things going full steam now. Actually getting some games in. So I think what we'll do is then we will flick across to this screen. No, we won't. We'll go back to this screen. I need to change this one over on here first, don't I? I need to do that first and then do that. There we go. There we go. So you'll see me looking across the screen here a little bit because I've got another screen to the right of me here, which I can see the chat on here as well, the live chat. But because I need to be able to actually read what's going on. So let me know as well, folks, if the music is a little bit loud. There's automatic music in this game, and I can turn it off. So let me know if you think it's a bit too loud. If you want to turn it up, turn it down. We'll know more as well when we get to Stu McMurtry. Thank you very much, sir. Very, very kind of you. Thank you for the super chat. So yeah, just let me know in the chat what you think. Is the music okay? I did a little test beforehand, and it seemed all right at my end, but I'm happy to kind of to move things around depending upon what you think. And I think the bit where you start rolling dice, there's some kind of like there's a bit of noise, like it gets a bit exciting and stuff, and it might get a bit loud. So yeah, for those that don't know, the way we run these Fighting Fantasy live things, if you remember the Fighting Fantasy books from when you were a bit younger, I assume you're all kind of familiar with the books. If not, they are kind of like a choose your own adventure type thing, where I kind of sort of act as a bit of a GM, a games master, a dungeon master. I tell you the story, and then you folks in the live chat get the opportunity to decide what we do. Sometimes we do a bit of a vote. Sometimes we just kind of ask certain people, if I remember sort of certain names from the chat. Yeah, so that's the plan basically. And tonight we are doing Forest of Doom. Now originally the first time I went to do this, I was actually physically going to do it from the book and roll the dice and everything else, and I was a bit daunted by it. And I found out that through Steam on PC, there is the Fighting Fantasy Classics system. So that's what we use for this. So just actually, let me just go back to the home page and I will show you what this looks like if anybody's interested in picking it up at some point. The actual Fighting Fantasy kind of system thing is free to download, and I think when I downloaded this, you got this book, this Bloodborne's, you got this one free as a bit of a kind of like to be able to kind of to give it a try type thing. And through some very kind donations from folks when we've been doing live streams and stuff, I've managed to buy a few more of these books through the Steam library, which give us a little bit more kind of to try at. So we have done the Warlock of Firetop Mountain before. We have done House of Hell. We've done City of Thieves. We've done Death Trap Dungeon. We've done Island of the Lizard King. And I think we've still got a few left to try now, but that's why we're doing Forest of Doom tonight. And very nicely, it lets us do it through the whole system. So it does the dice rolls for us. You get to see it all. I don't have to kind of worry about tracking stuff. I can keep an eye on the main parts of the stream and on the chat, and we can make sure it works a treat. So we'll give it a couple of minutes just to let a few folks sort of tail in, and we'll I'll very quickly have a look at the chat there and see where we're up to here. Stu saying the sounds great. Thank you very much, mate. Ed saying he got some nice swag for his birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday to you, mate. Said he got a couple of Necromunda bits and X-Men Mutant Insurrection. Let me... my coffee's gone cold now, so let me at least get my water, because I think my throat's going to be dry tonight. There's going to be a lot of chatting. Where are we up to here? Deep Red said, yes, made it in time. Nice one. Says, afraid I might be late as I was busy shaving the wife's back. Ed said his first RPG was a bunch of us playing Fighting Fantasy books together and arguing about what to do. Yeah, I remember those days, arguing with myself. Island of the Lizard King. Oh, the memories of that stream. Yeah, I remember as well, mate. Jim W. Hello, Jim. He says, does anyone know when Mantic tends to upload its free rules after release? I want to take a look at Dead Zone to see if it's something I'm interested in. I think it'll take a little while, mate, because obviously at the minute they want to actually physically kind of sell the rules and stuff, don't they? They want people to actually buy the books and things. So it might take a little while, but they do it eventually. But to be fair, if you download the free rules for Dead Zone version 2, they've not changed a huge amount, to be fair. There's a couple of little tweaks, but if you download the old rules and you think that that's something you might be interested in, there's not a lot of difference with the new ones, to be fair. Colin Wakeling, good evening, Colin. How are you doing? And Kenneth Paulson as well. Hello to you. He says, this is great. Congrats. Thank you very much, Kenneth. Thank you. So, I think what we'll do is we'll make a start. Let me flick over because we have to... there we go. We have to get started anyway, so let me have a little drink before we start. So, the first thing we have to do is to decide what kind of game we're going to play. We always play as adventurer. It's just like reading the book properly without... hardcore hero, I think, gives you less stamina and stuff like that. And free read is basically just lets you, like, if you ball something up, it lets you go back and kind of redo your choice. We're not doing that. So we're going to be the adventurer. Now we need to do the dice rolls. So the first one is basically, as you can see here, so we roll 2 dice and add 12 to the number roll, and this will give us our stamina. And this is where we basically kind of our health for this. So we're going to roll a dice. And we got 10 plus the 12. That's not too bad. 22 stamina. So we'll take that. Next, we got to roll a skill. So here, basically, we roll a die and add 6 to it, and this is our skill number. So here we go, and got a 5. I'll live with that. And then next, we got to determine our luck, and again, we roll a die and a d6 and add 6 to it as well. So we've had a couple of good rolls so far. We'll see how this one goes. We're not doing too bad, folks. So we've got a luck of 11. Now we need to choose a portion to take with us. So we can choose a portion of skill, a portion of stamina, which is strength, or a portion of luck. So, Christian, seems you were the first person tonight to have a super chat, mate. You get to choose, mate. Do you want to take the skill, the stamina, or the luck portion, mate? So we'll see what he wants to do. Phil Campbell, good evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. Ken Doyle says rolling well so far. I promise you, mate, it will not continue. It never ever does. So fingers crossed. Christian says the skill and strength portion, please. We've got skill or strength, haven't we? I think it's worded as this. Oh, portion of skill and strength will fully restore. So you get a choice, mate. Skill or strength, mate. Sorry. And Busey says a little bit of luck will take us through the night. So skill or strength, Christian. I think we're strength one's never a bad thing, to be fair, because you always need strength to keep going. But we'll see what Christian wants to do. And then we'll crack on. Skill. So let's take the skill portion. Yes, we take the skill. So we take our adventurer's equipment as well. We've basically got our provisions. We've got each meal restores 4 stamina. So we've got to keep an eye on that one as well. And where are we up to? We can now begin. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. So here we go, folks. You are an adventurer, a sword for hire, and have been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom. Having always spurned the dullness of village life, you now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you are content with your unknown destiny. The world holds no fears for you, as you are a skillful warrior, well practiced in the art of slaying evil people and beasts with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes upon another person. Can I have a pee, please, Bobs? This way. This does not worry you at all, as you are happy with your own company and enjoy the slow, sunny days hunting, eating and sleeping. It is evening, and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted on an open fire, you settle down to sleep beneath your sheepskin blanket. There's a full moon, and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword skewered into the ground by your side. You gaze at it, wondering when you will next have to wipe blood of some vile creature from its sharp edge. These are strange lands inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls, and even dragons. I think he must be in Sunderland. As the flame of your campfire gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear a loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is it a trap? Slowly you walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from and carefully pull back the branches. You look down to see a little old man with a great bushy beard, his face contorted with pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his balding head and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from the stomach of his plump, chainmail-clad torso. Picking him up, you carry him over to the fire and stir the dying embers into life. After covering him with the sheepskin blanket, you manage to get the old man to drink a little water. He coughs and moans. He sits up with rigid eyes staring fixed ahead and starts to shout. I'll get them, I'll get them. Don't you fear, Gillibrand. Big Leg is coming to bring you the hammer. Oh yes, indeed I am, oh yes. The dwarf, whose name you presume to be Big Leg, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged in his stomach. You watch as he slumps down again to the ground, then whisper his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinkingly at you as he again starts to shout. Ambush! Look out, ambush! Ah, the hammer! Take the hammer to Gillibrand! Save the dwarfs! His eyes half close and the pain seems to ease a little, and as the delirium subsides, he speaks to you again in a low whisper. Help us, friend. Take the hammer to Gillibrand. Only the hammer will unite our people against the trolls. We were on our way to Darkwood in search of the hammer, ambushed by the little people, others killed. The map in my pouch will take you to the home of Yastromo, the master mage of these parts. He has great magics for sale to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you, find the hammer and take it to Gillibrand. My lord of Stonebridge, you will be well rewarded. Big Leg opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his last dying breath. You sit down and ponder Big Leg's words. Who is Gillibrand? Who is Yastromo? What's all the fuss about dwarvish hammer? You reach over the still body of Big Leg and remove the pouch from the leather belt around his waist. Inside you find 30 gold pieces and a map. That's a good start. We're rich, says Colton Lane. You're not wrong, mate. That's a good start, isn't it? Jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which may await you just for returning a hammer to a village of dwarves. You decide to try and find the hammer in Darkwood Forest. It's been a few weeks since your last good battle, and what is more, you are likely to be well paid for this one. With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken back the sheepskin blanket from poor Big Leg. In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. You examine the map, you look up to the sun, find your bearings. Whistling merrily, you head off south at a good pace, eager to meet this man Yastromo and see what he has to offer. Yeah, let's go, says Lord Maiden. Nice one. Tony says flow improver will be good. You're obviously having a different chat. Right. What's nice as well as on these is you can click on the images as well, and this is the original art from the book. This is in the classic version. I think it does like some coloured pictures as well, but we're not going that. We're doing classic. It also does as well. It gives you you can put bookmarks in. You can have a look at your adventure sheet here. So here's our character here, BlackJack, and these are the things that we're carrying and stuff. And you also get to see the map, of which that's where Big Leg was, and we're heading off towards Yastromo's tower. So as we go a bit further, we can track what we're doing as well. Your walk to Yastromo's takes a little over half a day, and you arrive at his stone tower dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back on the edges of Darkwood, some 50 metres from the path you've been following, it is difficult to find. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, somewhat relieved to find that it does exist and that Big Leg had not been speaking widely in his delirium. A large brass bell and gong hang from the stone archway. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine and you realise that the loud bong invades a deep silence, which you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of birds or animals to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending the stairs from the tower above. A small wooden slot in the door slides open and 2 eyes appear and examine you. "Well, who are you?" demands a grumpy voice through the hole. You answer that you're an adventurer in search of the Master Mage Nostromo, intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood Forest. "Oh, well, in that case, if you're interested in buying some of my merchandise, you better come up. I am Nostromo." He then turns and slowly climbs the stone stairs. So, here's our first choice. I'll clearly say it's bong. Glenn has a good feeling about this. Glenn, in that case then, mate, if you're full of good feelings, you get to choose the first one, mate. Do you want to follow him up the stairs, or shall we draw our sword and attack him? I'm not sure why we want to attack this early in the thing, but yeah. So let's see what Glenn would like to do in this one. So yeah, is it a bit early to draw the sword? We start killing this early on. We've already had to bury one body before we even had to make a choice. So we'll see what Glenn wants to do. He wants to follow him up the stairs. You follow the huffing and puffing old man in his tattered robes up the spiral staircase to the large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards and cabinets line the walls, all filled with bottles, jars, weapons, armour and all manner of strange artefacts. Nostromo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair. He reaches into his top pocket, pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these on his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from a table next to his chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. So he's given us some prices here. So we've got a potion of healing, a potion of plant control, a potion of stillness, a potion of insect control, a potion of anti-poison, some holy water, and a ring of light. We've also got boots of leaping, rope of climbing, net of entanglement, armband of strength, glove of missile dexterity, rod of water finding, garlic buds, headband of concentration, and fire capsules and nose filters. He tells you that all the instructions for use are written clearly on the labels attached to the items, together with the suggested use. He sighs and tells you that unfortunately the magic in the items only works once, but they are the best you can buy for the money. Nostromo then asks you the reason for the purchase of your items, and you tell him your story. Right, so I think we get to choose what we want then to start with. Buy everything, says Tony. We've got 30, haven't we? We've got 30 gold pieces. What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So there's 44 gold pieces worth, and we have... I think we just have the 30. I don't think we had any before that, did we? Yeah, we've just got 30 gold pieces. I don't know if you can see that here. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So we've got 30 gold pieces. Ed says garlic is a must. Al says you'll get punished for whatever you don't buy. No nose filters for COVID. There are some pricey nose filters. Rod of water finder might be good if we get lost in the forest. Right. In that case, what we'll do is... I don't think we really need the healing. Let's get some... Can we know what stillness is? Let's get some plant control. We'll take one of those. Allows the imbiber to control plants with their mind. We'll take one of them. Let's see what that is. Calms the drinker during stressful situations. No. Let's take the insects. Let's take the anti-poison. Did somebody say we wanted some garlic there? Was it holy water? Was the garlic as well? Was that a separate one? Oh, garlic buds, wasn't it? Ring of light. Let's see what these two are. Against creatures under this ring of light, can see into the darkest depths. I think that might be useful. Ring of light says Christian as well. Yeah. Save a few gold for later, he says as well. Boots of leaping, rope of climbing, net of entanglement. What's this armband of strength? Increases the strength when worn. Somebody mentioned about water finding. We'll take one of those. Somebody wanted garlic buds. We'll take that one. How are we doing for money? Let's see. I don't want to spend all night choosing this stuff, that's all. How we're doing. Oh. We've got 17 gold left. Nose filters played a part. Tony says he seems to remember. I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll take the nose filters, block out orders, the fire capsules, headband of concentration. Yeah, that feels like it could be something we need to take. Right, what we can do is we either take the boots of leaping, the rope of climbing, or the net of entanglement. So, Tony Booth Leiden, mate. Rope is a good idea, he says. Right, let's take that one then. Right, let's see. How are we doing? What have we got? We've got 8 gold left. I think we'll keep the 8 gold. And we'll get some holy water, and then we'll be on our way. We've got 5 gold left, so God knows what we'll need. I just don't want to spend all night going shopping. Yeah, where was it there? Nostromo then asks you the reason for the purchase of the items, and you tell him your story and your decision to continue the quest of the luckless Big Leg. Ah, yes, Nostromo says, slowly rubbing his chin. I heard that the good dwarfs of Stonebridge had lost their fabled warhammer. Without it, their king is unable to arouse his people. Despite the fact that the hill trolls threaten his village. Rumour has it that the envious king of another village of dwarves sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do. But as it flew over Darkwood, it was attacked by deathhawks, and the hammer was dropped into the forest and was lost. Apparently 2 forest goblins found the hammer but could not decide who was to keep it. They wrestled for hours but gave up. Then they discovered that the handle unscrewed from the head, and the argument was settled. One kept the head and the other kept the handle. Then they parted, each happy with his new treasure. Who knows if they still have them? So I'm afraid your problems are doubled. I can tell you that the head is made of bronze and the handle is made of polished ebony. Both head and handle have the letters G inscribed on them. Your task is not easy. Good luck. You thank Nostromo and leave the room by the spiral staircase. Here we go. Yeah, Tony saying surely that should be rouse his people, not arouse them. Yeah, I did have a schoolboy chuckle to that, mate, as well. Outside in the bright light, you notice the dead quietness again. A narrow path leads northwards from the tall grass surrounding Nostromo's tower into the dense undergrowth of Darkwood Forest. In a few strides, you are surrounded by the dark and tangled forest. Stones, knotted roots seem to hide in the shadows, and you can almost believe that they are trying to trip you up. The light fades quickly and the air becomes moist and unpleasant. Deeper and deeper you go into the gloom. Eventually, the path forks on either side of a huge old tree. So, folks, we can either go east or we can go west. So, the way we normally do it, you just we'll put this one out to the chat. The first one I get 5 votes for, either east or west. So, just type east or E or type west or W. And the first one I get 5 votes for is the one we'll go for. Yeah, glad we didn't kill him. That's right. So, we got 2 for west, 2 for east. 3 for west, 3 for east. I think it's west. West is the winner. So we're going west, folks. Go west, young man. The narrow, overgrown path continues to weave its way through the crowded forest. Strange animal cries echo through the trees. It's not long before you arrive at another junction in the path. If you wish to continue westwards, we can do, or we can go north. Wiki wiki, wild wild west. There was a lot of people wanting to go west there, so I think we'll continue westwards. The path turns suddenly to the right and proceeds northwards into the dense undergrowth. So we're going north or we're going right. Suddenly, off the path to your left, you hear cries of help. If you wish to go to the aid of the person in trouble, we can do, or we can ignore them. VJ, go on, mate, you get to choose this one. Are we going to go and help this person in trouble and be a good Samaritan? Or are we just going to ignore them and carry on north? What would you like to do, mate? Hello, Josie. How are you doing? Says, have you missed much? No, we've done a bit shopping, and then we've gone on a wander. We're going looking for the old dwarven warhammer, which has been split in half. West is best. Have we got anybody else? Marco, hello mate, how are you doing? Nice to see you in the chat tonight. Let's see what VJ would like us to do. Does he want us to go and help out? Help mate, let's be the hero. Everyone needs a hero, don't they? Let's do it. So that's where we are. Clambering over the gnarled roots of the old trees, you head in the direction of the cries. After a few minutes, you see a man dressed in long, dark robes with his foot caught in a rusted rabbit snare. His face is masked by the robes, and only his dark brown eyes are visible. I like the sound of this. If you want to help the man free his foot from the snare, we can do, or we can decide against helping and return to the path. Chuck and Deb Taylor says a trap. It could well be, couldn't it? Marcus said he's here for 30 minutes. Hello, Marcus. You get to choose then, mate. Are we going to try and help this interesting-looking fellow? Are we going to get his foot out of the trap, or are we going to leave him to it? What would you like to do, Marcus? We'll see what the choice is. Peter says help him. He has info. He can tell us before he gets his foot out, but that's not an option. I'll say we should free him. Marco wants to run. Marco says, yeah, help him. We're going to be the hero. So, let's see what happens. You wedge your sword between the jaws of the snare and pull on it like a lever. The robed stranger adds his strength, and finally the snare springs open. He thanks you over and over again and explains that he is in the forest looking for his long-lost brother, who he thinks is living the life of a hermit somewhere in the depths. Together you scramble back over the roots of the trees to the path. You ask him to accompany you north, but he politely declines, saying that he believes his brother lives to the south. You shake hands and bid each other farewell. Will he come back to help us though? Thinking about the robed stranger, you feel a little uncomfortable. There was something about his manner you did not trust. You stop to take a look in your backpack and are annoyed to find a small bag containing your gold is missing. Yes, we were robbed. You are in two minds whether or not to run after the thief, but you sense that he will not be where he said he was going. You curse and start off north again. At least we only had 5 gold pieces left anyway. In fact, let me just check. He didn't. That is all he took, wasn't it? Yes, that is all he took. He just took the gold. Okay, that's all right. Not the end of the world then. Walking along the twisty path, you see a small, sinewy creature with brown, scaly skin sitting on a log to the right of the path. He has a sullen expression on his face, and he slowly tosses a black shiny rod on a leather cord back and forth between his hands. He might be one of the goblins you are looking for. So we can either draw our sword and attack, we can start a conversation, or we can ignore him and keep walking. Al clearly says, why do we always get robbed? What would you like to do, Al? Al, you can choose this one, mate. Are we going to attack the goblin? Are we going to try and have a chat with the goblin? Or are we just going to keep walking? Tasty Brain Twin says, no good deed goes unpunished. You're not wrong, mate. VJ saying that not for the first time I've been screwed for trying to help someone. And Marco says, attack. Peter says we should kill the greenie. Bloodthirsty you lot, aren't you? But we'll see what Al wants to do. Al gets to choose this one. Al says attack. Here we go. We're going to draw the sword. As you raise your sword to make the first blow, the creature starts to metamorphose before your eyes. He becomes taller and turns green. A large spiny tail extends from his back. His arms thicken and his hands grow sharp claws. His face distorts and becomes a reptilian with red eyes and wide mouth housing dozens of razor-sharp teeth. He's not a goblin, but a shape-changer. Oh. You must fight. I think we're going to fight, folks. So, we must fight. So, here we go. So, we are the white dice. The shape-changer is the red dice, I believe. So, we took that one. Fight again. Ooh. The dice are on our side tonight. Kath saying, oh dear, come on, we can do it. We can do it. Ooh, not that one. We're going to take a little bit of damage that time. He's a tough one, this one as well. think we might be alright. Oh no, we took a little bit more. Blooming heck took her. Just Tony. That's a bit better, I think. Yes. So we need to hit him 2 more times. That's better. We're all right there. Come on, we need a global fingers crossed. That's what we need. Oh, that's a cocked dice if ever I saw one. How do you get a cocked dice when it's digital? What do you think it's going to give us, a 6 or a 3? Oh, I don't know what it gave us, but we got hurt with that one. This one should be a bit better, I think. Yes. Phew. We did take, we took 6 points of damage with that one, though. Ice Moon saying reroll. Yeah, Peter's saying, I believe if you roll badly and click immediately, you can nudge the table. You can. I think you can do it up to 3 times. Slap the laptop. Yeah, just give it a nudge on the side. You are triumphant. Thank you. So we did win. You slump on the log, exhausted after your long battle. Sadly, the black rod was just part of the shape changer's illusion, and it exists no more. However, you notice some violet mushrooms growing behind the log. They are unfamiliar to you, but look tasty. So we can either eat the mushrooms, folks, or we can just continue north. Let's have a look. Kath Smith, what would you like to do? Are you in the mood for tasting some magic mushrooms this evening? Or would you rather just carry on and just walk on? Let's see what Kath wants to do tonight. Hello to everyone in the chat. If you've just joined us, if you haven't said hello yet, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Ice Moon saying we have the poison remedy right. I'm pretty sure we do, my friend. Let me have a little look just to keep you. We do have the potion of anti-poison, and poison even. Marco says we shouldn't eat them. Peter says eat the patos. We have anti-toxin potion. Let's assume it. Let's hope it's the right one. Rob's feeling a bit peckish. He fancies some mushrooms. We'll see what the crowd would like. What the crowd think. But Kath is the one that's making the choice tonight. We'll give her a couple of minutes. Poison and Sean Connery. Poison. Eat the mushrooms. Says Kath. We're gonna nibble on the fun guy. On eating some of the mushrooms, you feel a great turmoil inside your body. You think you might be turned into a shape changer. At last, you are relieved to feel the turmoil dying down. You have not become a shape changer, but you have eaten mix-up mushrooms. Your skill score now becomes your luck score, and your luck score becomes your skill score. Feeling a little odd, you set off north again. I actually think we got the same skill and luck, didn't we? Let's have a little look. So I don't think it actually... Yeah, we did. They're both 11. So actually, we got off scot-free with that one. The path continues north and you soon reach another junction. So we can either go north or we can go east. Tony says the current Miss Bouvleiden is playing along tonight too while doing some crystal art. In that case, mate, ask her if she wants to go north or ask her if she wants to go east. And we'll see what Mrs. Bouvleiden wants to do. Damn mushrooms, says Marcus. Yeah, Tony's saying few though. It is a bit of like a... Luckily, everything's alright. We got away with that one. We got away with it. Hope everybody's well. If you're enjoying this tonight, let me know. Click the like button. These ones never do. Like, we never get loads and loads of viewers for these ones, but we always get an excited bunch who come in. So yeah, Glenn wants to see the map. Let's have a little look at the map. He says so. This is where we are. So we went from the Yastromo's Tower to the huge old tree to the junction to the ensnared man to the sullen goblin, and then we've just fought the shape changer. So that's where we're up to. Tony says she says east. Not my responsibility. I'm sure she's making a wise choice, mate. Don't worry. Walking east, you come across a branch in the path. Heading south, you decide to ignore it and continue east. Thank you for telling me that I don't have a choice. The path continues east and then turns sharply north. Narrowing slightly, the trees seem to crowd in on the path even more than usual, and a tingling feeling down your spine tells you something is not right. Suddenly a branch from one of the trees to your right whips out and knocks you to the ground. You lose 1 stamina point. Do you still live? We do still live. In fact, before we move on, let's have a little look. We should probably The provisions give us 4 points, don't they? I think I'm going to eat one of the provisions. Which just took us back to 19. Yeah, so we'll do that just to keep on top of it. You stagger to your feet to see that the tree has moved onto the path, blocking your way. The tree is old, with thick, cracked bark. You can just make out its hidden eyes and mouth in the middle of its trunk and realise you've been attacked by a treeman. You may escape by running back to the junction, or we can fight the treeman. Phil Campbell says, as Sean Connery says, underwear should be shilk and not shatting. That's probably tickled me, that mate. Let me have a little look here. Who were the very kind folks who jumped in this morning? We've done Christine. We've done Robert Zunk. Rob, mate, what would you like to do, mate? Do you want to run, or should we fight the treeman? What one should we do? Lord Maiden says no one should hit us and get away with it. You know what happened last time we fought, didn't we? That's probably tickled me, that, Phil. Thank you for that. Marcus is saying, why is it in every D&D adventure I have played recently, evil magic mushrooms have come up? Well, they weren't too evil. We got off with it. We were all right. So, Rob, what would you like to do, matey? What would you like to do? Shall we leg it? Should we do a runner? Or are we going to fight Morgan Treeman? Deep Red wants to run for it. Apologies for the cracks as well there from my bottle. Rob wants to fight. He's up for the fight. Come on, let's do it. The treeman lumbers slowly towards you on a large splayed route. It looks like an imposing foe. If you possess fire capsules... We don't. So we got to get the sword out instead. The treeman lashes out at you with two of its main branches and you leap to the attack. Right, here we go. We got to fight. So we do have an escape on this one as well, but he only has a stamina of 8 and a skill of 8. We have a skill of 11, so as long as we're beating them by 3 each turn, we should be okay. That one's not too bad. That's a good start. We need to hit him 3 more times. Oh, that one wasn't good. I should have nudged the table on that one, shouldn't I? So we take a whack from that one. Roll again. That one's not bad. 2 more hits. I think we could be okay here, folks. Yes. Keep going. Tony says we have to win twice. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, we must defeat them twice. 1 for each main branch. I missed that bit, mate. Thank you. 1 more hit. Yeah, I think we're all right here. That's the first one done anyway. Now, you must face the tree-man second branch. Fingers crossed, eh? So, just. Yeah, we're all right. Yeah, I think we'll be okay on this one as well. It's tense though, isn't it? It's tense, you feeling it? Oh, yeah, I think we're going to be okay on this one. Yeah. 1 more hit, and we've survived this. The dice gods are with us tonight, folks. Maybe this is a bit of an omen. Maybe it's an omen. You are triumphant. So we did win. Wiping the thick green sap blood from your sword, you set off north again. You are relieved to see that the trees are at last beginning to thin out and appearing less threatening. Daylight appears through the trees on either side of the path. As the forest thins out more, soon the path leads out of the trees onto a large plain with tall grasses. Beyond you see rising ground leading to low hills. A new branch of the path leads east. Continue your quest. We can either keep walking north or we can go east. So let's put this one to the chat. So W or E or west or east. The first one I get 5 votes for is where we will go. Yay, says Kath. Yes, we managed to survive a bit longer. Onwards we go. I'll have a quick look at the map while we're having a look here as well. So we've got 1 for east, 2 for east, 3 for east, 4 for east, 5 for east. There we go. I think we're going east, folks. Go east. You arrive at a 4-way junction in the path. South leads back to the forest, so you discount that option. If you wish to head north, we can do, or we can continue east. Right, I'm going to ask you again now, but the problem is I don't know whether the votes are still from the last one. So, anything after Peter Stockdale's there, we'll be counting from. So we can either go north, N, north, or we can go east, E, east. So we've got 1 for east. We've got east, another one. 2. We've got 1 for north. 2 for north. So 3, 4. Oh, 4, 5. That's it. Glenn was the 5th east one there. Let me just double check it. Well, I'm sure he was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let me just count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stu was. Yes, Stu was 5. That was it. So we're going east anyway. The path ends at a junction. The way south leads back to the forest, so you decide to head north. It made no difference. As you walk along the path through the waist-high scrub, you watch the grass rippling in the wind. Soon you get the uncomfortable feeling that this grass has a will of its own and is moving independently of the wind. Suddenly a clump of grass stretches out across the path and wraps itself around your leg. Other clumps of grass try to grab your arms and legs. You realise that you are surrounded by tangleweed. If you have potion of plant control, we do. We're alright. Let's use that. Before the tangleweed can drag you to the ground, you manage to grab the bottle containing the potion of plant control from your backpack and gulp down its contents. As if touched by flame, the tangleweed releases your limbs and retreats from the path. You decide to run quickly along the path while the effects of the potion lingers. John Estel, good evening, mate. We haven't died yet, mate. We're still doing alright. Oh, we've got a centaur here. As the path proceeds northwards, the grass becomes shorter and the ground starts to rise gently. Ahead, you can hear the sound of flowing water. You soon reach the bank of a gently flowing river. There is no bridge, but you can see that the path continues north on the other side of the river. Standing proudly in front of you is a magnificent white beast, half man, half horse. A bow and the quiver of arrows are slung behind his back. He is a centaur. We can either start a conversation with him, we can walk around him and wade into the river, or we can draw our sword and attack. Who are we going to ask this time? Let's see. Ed Handley, Major Tom, what would you like to do, my friend? We'll give you the choice this time. What are we going to do? Are we going to have a chat with the guy? Are we going to try and just ignore him and just wade off into the river? There's a few people saying they want to have a conversation. We're going to talk. James Bray, good evening, mate. He's going to talk to him. Deep Red wants to have a chat. Major Tom says, let's have a chat. You bid the centaur good day, to which he replies in a similar manner. It is pleasing to meet someone who is not attacking you on sight. You ask the centaur if he has any information which may lead you to your goal, but he does not know anything. He says that he does not wander much these days, as he's getting old. He just wants to own a little gold for his old age. He offers to carry you across the river for 3 gold pieces. Well, we haven't got 3 gold pieces because we got robbed. So we can't accept his offer. Refuse politely and wade into the river is what we're going to have to do, unfortunately, folks. As you wade into the river, the centaur gallops off south down the path. The water is dark green in colour, and you wonder if any creatures lurk in its depths. I've got a bad feeling about this. Although the water only rises to your waist, it's very cold and your legs feel numb. You think something is touching your legs, maybe weeds, but it's difficult to tell. Eventually you reach the far bank and haul yourself out of the river. You look down at your legs and you are horrified to see a bloated black leech, some 6 inches long, clinging to your thigh. Salt from your provisions would be useful right now. Do you have any provisions left? Yes, we do. You reach into your backpack and take salt from your provisions to rub onto the hideous leech. It curls up and falls off your leg. You lose 1 portion of your provisions. Whew, that's alright. Peter says, ask me if he wears his pants on the front or hind legs. You kick the shriveled leech back into the river and look around you. You are now at the foot of some hills and it is beginning to get dark. You see that the path winds its way north up into the hills, and you decide to camp under a huge old oak to the right of the path. Later, you settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. You've been asleep for about an hour when a terrifying howl wakes you up with a start. It seems to be coming from the west, some distance away. You look up and see a full moon in the night sky. While looking up, you suddenly notice a large black shape moving in the branches above you. You forget about the howling and leap to your feet, grabbing your sword at the same time as the giant spider drops to the ground beside you. Its massive rounded body moves slowly towards you on black spiny legs. Not wishing to leave all your possessions, you are forced to fight. So, here we go, folks. We're battling a giant spider. So he's got skill 7, we've got skill 11. So, as long as we are kind of like sort of no worse than 4 worse than him, if you like. So, yep, that one will be alright. 1 down. 3 more hits we need to get on him. I think that one's alright as well. Come on, 3 more hits. Nice one. 1 more hit, and then it's spider for lunch. Oh, just. I tell you, James is saying, Cudlet, we're doing alright here. We're doing alright tonight, folks. I'm happy with this. So, we win the fight. Having defeated the giant spider, you step around its bulbous mass and settle down again to a nervous sleep. You awake early in the morning and set off north along the path. The ground is quite steep now as the path winds its way up into the hills. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. All around in the distance, you see the tight green circle of darkwood forest. Mist still hangs in the tall grasses behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor bathed in sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you see a junction at the path. So we can either continue north down the hill, or we can go east along a new path. Marco, what would you like to do, mate? He said, is it going to fight once per leg? I'm glad it didn't, mate. What was once enough? Marco can choose this one. What would you like to do, my friend? Are we going to continue north down the hill, or are we going to go east along a new path? Jim says he looks like he likes to party. Nice one. So we'll see what the choice is. Are we going to go down the hill? We're going to go along the path. I want to go towards the sun. Is that down the hill? Which way is that, mate? No, you're going to go by the time you reach top, sun quite hot. Distance. All is quiet. You start down the far side of the hill. You can see a junction about. Ah, so down the hill. Yes, east. East along the new path. Okay, mate, we'll do that one. Joel Wrigley, good evening to you, mate. Says the path leads to a large cave entrance and does not appear to go any further east. We can either enter the cave or we can go back to the north on it. James Bray, mate, what would you like to do? Peter Nicholas, stay tuned, mate. You've got the next choice. Joel said he's on holiday this week, but he thought he'd better sign in for a few minutes. Nice to see you, Joel. Hope you're keeping well, mate. So we'll see what Mr. Bray wants to do. Marco says in the cave. I hope we bought the Ring of Light. I think we did, actually. Should we have a little look while we're waiting for James's choice? We did get the Ring of Light. So yeah, if it's dark, we might be all right. James says stay away from the north. Dodgy characters up there to the cave it is. Here we go. You step into the dark cavern with your sword drawn. The air is cold and moist. You hear a loud snoring. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you see the large bulk of a cave troll asleep in a large stone chair. His skin is brown and wrinkled and he is wearing animal hides. A wooden club lies across his lap and a large leather bag hangs on the back of a stone chair. So we can either creep up and take the leather bag from the cave troll while he sleeps. We can take out the net of entanglement. Entitlement would be a good one. We haven't got it anyway. Or we can walk back. So, Peter Nicholas, sir, you get the choice. Are we going to try and rob the cave troll while he's asleep? Or are we going to just get the heck out of Dodge? Busy says, Caveman always wins. It's Captain Caveman. Yeah, Lord Maiden saying, don't forget we have the ring. I think it's the net we need in this case, mate. I think we would have tied it up Busey saying bound to have gold coins. Yeah, no. Peter says he wants to nick the bag. Here we go. Fingers crossed, folks. Test your luck. If you are lucky, he does not wake up. So here we go. We're going to test our luck. 8. You are lucky. You needed a luck of score of 11 or below and rolled a luck score of 8. We're gonna be lucky most of the time, to be fair, because unless we roll boxcars, we're always going to be lucky. So that was lucky. You lift the leather bag off the back of the stone chair and tiptoe out of the cave. Outside, you stop to examine the contents of the bag. Inside, you find 5 gold pieces, an interesting piece of painted canvas, and a small brass bell. You put these in your backpack and walk back to the junction in the path to head north. Good choice. Good choice, Mr. Nicholas. Eventually, the path levels out and you find yourself on a valley floor. The path continues north, but also a new path leads off to the west. So this one can go to the chat. So are you going to go north, folks, N, or are we going to go west? Get your vote in now and we'll see which way we head off into the valleys. We've got a west, a north, 2 wests, 3 wests, 2 norths. Oh, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. North takes it. North takes it. Ice Moon with the decider there. So we're going north. The valley floor is green and pleasant, and you wonder why such a tranquil place should be the home to so many loathsome creatures. Walking along the path, you see in the distance the portly shape of a balding man dressed in long brown robes, heading in your direction. As he gets closer, you can see that he is a friar. Will you start a conversation with him, or will you walk past him with a nod of the head? Josie, Green Stuff Games, what would you like to do? Do you want to have a conversation with the friar, or do you want to just tip the hat and just keep on going? Friar Tuck. Yes. Ask him for fish and chips, says James. Or deep fried. Well, we'll see what Josie wants to do. Marcus is saying there, if his name is not Tuck, do not trust. Let's have a chat. You're feeling conversational tonight, Josie. Let's do that one. So start a conversation. The friar is very nervous and jittery and shuffles from side to side as you start to speak. You ask him why he's so distraught, and he tells you that he's scared that his sacred brass bell has been stolen. Yes, we got that in the bag, didn't we? As payment for its return, he's willing to offer a magic healing potion. Do you have the brass bell? Yes, we do. You explain to the friar that you took a brass bell from a cave troll in the hills. You show it to him and he jumps for joy, shouting, "Oh mercy, what a fortune, what good fortune." He reaches into a leather pouch on the string belt around his waist and pulls out a small glass vial, which he claims is a potion of healing. You give him the brass bell and take the glass vial. You can uncork the vial and may drink it now by selecting it on your adventure sheet, or you could save it for later. So let's have a look on our sheet and see how we're doing for stamina. 17 points. I think we should probably keep the healing, I think, folks. He claims. That's it. It says Joel. Lord Mates, and then the cave troll hears him and comes and gets you. So I think, dodgy, says Joel. I think what we should do is, I think we should eat one of the provisions now and get us back up towards our thing. The potion of healing might heal us fully. I don't really want to waste it. Joel's saying we don't really trust him. We got any reason not to trust him? So I'm going to take one of the provisions. That one gets us back up to 21, so then we don't have to worry about that one. But we'll save it for later, and we'll see what folks think as we keep going. The friar shakes your hand, thanking you over and over again. At last you part company with you continuing north, and the friar walking south. Peter says, "I trust him completely. He's a nobleman." In the distance, you see the dark brown trees looming up before you. The path leads directly into Darkwood Forest and soon starts to twist and turn between tangled roots and bushes. The path eventually splits, so we can either go north or west. Glenn says, if you can't trust a friar, who can you trust? If it's not Buckfast, he's not a proper monk. So, folks, are we going to go north or are we going to go west? Let's put this one out for the vote again and we'll see where we're going to go. North or west, folks? 2 for west we've got so far. 1 for north there. 2 for north, so it's a tie. 3-3. West it is. West takes the vote. So, we're going west, folks. Your walk west is an arduous but uneventful. You pass 2 branches of the path leading south, which you ignore. Eventually, you arrive at a junction. Again, ignoring the way south, you head north. Amidst the trees to the left of the path, you see a small stone building covered with ivy and moss. If you wish to examine the building, we can do, or we can carry on north. Tolmart Greybeard, I don't think you've done one yet. Stu McMurtry, you get to vote next, mate. So stay tuned, Stu. But yeah, Tolmart, you can have this one, mate. Would you like to carry on along the path, or do you want to examine the building? Joel said it's definitely stone. I made it a gingerbread. I've had some bad gingerbread before, to be fair. Keep walking, Marco thinks. Let's see what Tolmart wants to do. Is he feeling adventurous? Is he in the market for a new house? He says, go to the building. Here we go. Stu wants to have a butcher's as well. Right, Stu, you're getting the next vote, mate, so stay tuned, buddy. So we're going to the building. The building measures only 3 meters by 3 meters and has no windows. The door is made of stone and looks very solid. There is no handle and there does not, oh no, appear to be another way to enter the building. Then you notice a tiny keyhole in the stone door. I had a feeling we were going to get locked in there. Do you possess a silver key? We do not. So we've got a... we can either try to charge the door down, or we can return to the path and head north. So, Stu, what would you like to do, my friend? Do you want to try and charge the door down, or do you want to return to the path and head north? We'll see what Stu wants to do. Joel says if it's gingerbread, we need to be very careful. Yes, we do indeed. Let's see what our friend Stu wants to do. Are we going to try and put our shoulder out and shove the door? Will it be a luck roll? Stu says, return to the path. It seemed solid. Yeah, sounds like a crypt, says Bren B. Yes, you're right. Hello, Bren, by the way. So we're going to return to the path. The path presses on northwards through the dense trees. Then it makes a sudden turn to the right and heads east. The path is so overgrown in places that you have to use your sword to cut through it. Your walk east is long and tiring. As you reach a junction in the path, looking at Big Leg's map, you decide to head north again in the direction of Stonebridge and ignore the narrow path continuing east. Let's have a little look at the map while we go at the minute. So, the path so far, we're doing a lot of northern walking at the minute. It does say there as well it was a stone door. Something tells me we weren't gonna knock it down too hard. The path opens out to a small clearing. To your right you see a pile of branches, grass and pieces of rag, the lair of some large creatures. Amongst the debris and old bones scattered about, you catch sight of something glittering. If you want to look more closely, we can do, or we can hurry north. Joel Wrigley, I don't think you've had a choice yet, mate. Do you want to have a look to see what this thing is that something's glittering? Could be the key for the building, couldn't it? Or do you want to just ignore it, mate, and go north? What would you like to do, Joel? He says he's already got a sore shoulder. Good evening to everyone as well. Oh. Why is my laptop screen just gone off? Hang on, folks. I'm sure it'll come back on. The mouse is there. Oh. Has it crashed? Do you know what? Hang on. Let's let me just go back to the main screen. This could be I'm worried, mate. It's still open in the background, but I think my I don't know whether my laptop's having a bit of a moment at the minute. So hang on. Let's get ready to fight. No, I don't know it. You want to have a look, mate? I know. Let's see what's happening. At the minute it's I've got a feeling it might have crashed. Oh, I do hope not. We were doing so well. No, they haven't ended in death. It's the I think that the software's crashed. that can't be right. It was going so well. Oh, no, I can't believe it. Oh, man. Oh, well. I'll tell you what, if I try, in the background, I'll I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try. I'm just going to try and see. It won't even let me like kind of like sort of click anything at the minute. Let me see if there's anything playing up in the background or anything like that. Is there anything crashing it and stuff? It might be doing an update or something stupid like that. Let's have a look. Auto save. I hope it's got an auto save. Next time it's book and dice. I don't think I could do it with book and dice, to be fair. I think it would just be all control delete. He says that's what I'm doing, mate. But do you know what it is? I think it's potentially the laptop that's playing funny beggars, I think. Oh, hang on, we might. Things are starting to move again. Do you know what it is? I think it's the Steam software. It's decided to have a bit of a moment. I'll tell you what we'll do. Well, we'll just keep chatting. So, welcome to Windows 11. I haven't even done the update yet, so we can't blame Windows 11 this time. There's a Fighting Fantasy Classics. I don't know if it does. Oh, I think because what you can do is you can put a bookmark in and you can come back to it. But I don't know if it'll. I don't know if it'll come back to it, if that's the thing. This is an after effect of the shrooms, he says. I wonder if that's. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take a chance at shutting it down, and hoping. Let's see if it's got an auto save. If it hasn't got an auto save, we might have just had a very unlucky adventure. So yeah, everything's working fine when I've shut it down. So let's see where we go. Anyway, folks, let's have a little look at Hobby Lodge. Good evening, mate. What a time to come in. We were doing particularly well. No winners allowed, says JW. Jim W, sorry. I know. We were fine till I arrived. It was going all right. I've got a feeling that it probably won't have remembered where we were up to because it crashed. Yeah, I don't think there's a. Oh, hang on. There was a resume button there. I'll tell you what, folks. We're in business. We're all right. Hey, oh, you do get the dance, mate. You do get the dance. So, right, epic, exactly. We were going to look more closely, weren't we? That's what it was. We were doing so well. Hobby Lodge says, just wanted to say thanks. I hit 200 subs today. I just saw your video, mate. You are more than welcome. Right, here we go. Let's look more closely. Uh-oh. You walk over to investigate the lair, but are suddenly aware of a dark... Maybe we should have just left it when we quit. A dark shadow being cast all about you. You hear a loud roar above you and look up to see a dragon-like creature with 2 legs and green scaly skin flying down to its lair. A bolt of fire shoots from its mouth towards you. Oh dear. Just when you thought we'd rescued it. Test your luck. If you are lucky, the firebolt misses you. So... basically, we don't want... I'm not even going to say the words, but... We're all right. The firebolt missed us. The creature landing in front of you is a Wyvern. It looks at you and opens its huge mouth to let out another burning roar. It's about 10 meters long and its thick scales look hard to penetrate with your sword. Do you possess a flute? No, we don't. No, we don't possess a flute. The Weaven's long tail swishes from side to side and smoke curls up from its nostrils. You draw your sword and prepare to combat this fearsome monster. Oh no. Lord Maiden says, can you check our stats, please? Yeah, I think I can check the stats, mate, before we fight. So, luckily I upgraded the stamina before, so we're only one shy. I think once we're in the fight, we can't do anything with the stamina. We've got the potion of healing, but unfortunately, once we're fighting, there's not much we can do. Tony says, no one expects the Spanish Weaving. Remember, your luck is reduced by 1 every time you have to roll it. Is that... Ah. Is it really? Because we've done 2 luck things, haven't we? And yet it's... I forgot about that. So... What have we got anything that could possibly help us here? I don't think so. Essentially, we're just going to have to fight, folks. So, fingers crossed. I might have to try and nudge the table if we're looking like we're going to kind of take a bit of a kick every now and again. So he's got a skill of 10. We've got skill of 11. So we really do need some good rolls. We might need a little bit of table nudging on this one. So I have to very quickly look at his dice and and hope. Oh, cheat says Joel Wrigley. That's the one. We're doing okay at the minute. I haven't had to cheat. I promise you. We're doing okay. We've got 3. We've got to hit 3 more times. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to nudge it there. Oh, I think we're going to be all right, actually. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. We're doing well, says Joel, yeah. It might have loads of treasure to plunder. Let's hope it has. Let's hope it's been worth the fight. 2 more hits. Yes. Oh, right. Fingers crossed, folks. Here we go. Yes! Apologies for shouting there. I got excited. What can I say? I got excited. Yes, we are triumphant. Ice Moon says it only has crippling debt. Get that mana medal, he says. There you go. The Weaven's long tail swishes from side to side and smoke curls up from its nostrils. You draw your sword and prepare to combat this fearsome monster. We did win. You walk round the motionless Weaven and start to rummage through its lair and surrounding debris. You find a gauntlet made of plate iron, a throwing knife. Why has it got a knife? 10 gold pieces and a gold ring. You put the knife and the gold pieces in your backpack. Will you try on the gauntlet? Try on the gold ring. So, who hasn't had a go yet? Hobby Lodge, go on, mate. You've just come in. Would you like to try on the gauntlet? Or would you like to try on the gold ring? Or do you want to ignore both? Joel saying, fantastic, we can retire now. Yeah, I feel like we can kind of quit while we're ahead. But yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit. We're going to be off the top of the paper soon, I think. We still haven't really found anything yet. Hobby Lodge wants to put the ring on. Here we go. Here we go. Fingers crossed, folks. Fingers crossed. Slipping the ring onto your middle finger, you're suddenly gripped by an agonizing pain. Eventually the pain subsides, but you are unable to take off the ring. You are wearing a cursed ring of slowness, which will subtract 2 points from all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat. Oh dear. Shall we try on the gauntlet, folks? Joel says FFS. Definitely right. Are we going to try on the gauntlet? This one is a vote from the crowd. The first one to 5. Either yes, we try it on, or no, we don't try it on. So I want either yeses or no's in the chat. This is for the gauntlet. So we've got yes, one that says why not. Someone saying why not. In for a penny, in for a pound, try the gauntlet. Everybody wants to try. We're in together, folks. We're all in it together. Here we go. You slip on the gauntlet onto your hand and take hold of your sword. Slicing the air with it, you feel more than usually skilled with your weapon. You now possess a gauntlet of weapon skill, which adds 1 point to all future dice rolls when computing your attack. Oh, well, we kind of, you know, we kind of got back to it. Right. If you wish to try on the gold ring, we already have, so we're going to move on now. Walking along the narrow path, you suddenly hear the sharp crack of a twig breaking and the whispering of low voices. You draw your sword and wait anxiously with your back to the large oak tree. Then from behind the trees opposite you step 4 men and a woman dressed in green tunics. Each look menacing and they stand with swords and axes in their hands. The young woman steps forward and tells you that you are trespassing on their territory and you must pay a levy of 5 objects from your backpack or face the consequences. So we can either give them the 5 things, or do we want to spit on the ground and fight them? Now there is 5 of them, isn't there? So here we go, 5 objects. Yeah, 5 objects. Let's have a little look and see what we've got from an object point of view. Do we even get the choice to decide what to give them? Our skill went up as well randomly, so our skill's back to 11. Oh no, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. I was going to give them 5 coins at a time. Yeah. So we've got spit, spit. Give them 5 bits. Look what objects we have. Give them a coin at a time. Fight, spit. So people seem to want to do the fighting. I think. I mean, we're okay stamina wise. We're not that bad skill wise. We've still got some provisions. We've got 15 gold. The problem is they're gonna take. I would imagine they're probably gonna take away 5 of these things, aren't they? And these are the things that might. They can take this. They can have the ring if they want. They can have the ring. So I think folks seem to be saying, yeah, let's give them a little bit of fisticuffs. So we're gonna fight, folks. We're gonna fight. The bandit woman steps forward with her sword raised, shouting, "Death to the intruder!" She's their leader, and you must fight. So I think we're going to have to fight each one of them, I assume. So skill 8, not too bad. Stamina 6. So 3 good hits and we should be okay. So first one. Yep, that's alright. Oh, we might take a bit of... Oh, just. Yeah, I think we're going to be alright here. So there's the first one down. You're +1 from the gauntlet, but the ring gives you -2 on your roll. Ah, okay, okay. Right. So we've we took down their leader. Oh, the next 2 bandits approach you, so now we've got to fight 2 bandits. So they've got skill of 7. And again, 3 hits will take them down. That was a good one, but we might... Yeah, we're okay. We're alright. Yeah, we're going to be okay. I think our high skill is helping us today. And we're having some decent dice rolls as well, which is not too shabby. So there's the first one. This one's only got 4 stamina. Oh, here we go. Here we go, folks. Oh, I tell you what, we're on a roll. Christian, take care, mate. This is good luck in that adventure. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, Lord Bates saying the ring isn't being counted for some reason. Yeah, randomly. Excellent. So, the next 2... Oh, yeah, we defeated them. And then finally, you need to take out the remaining bandits. Here we go. So, they've only got 5 stamina, but it'll still take 3 hits. So, there's the first one. Oh, look at that. Look at that dice roll. I tell you what. Good, nice wee prints on that one. We are getting the look. We are getting the look today, folks. Oh, it's crashed again. I'm pretty sure it's crashed there. Oh, hang on. For some reason, the software's not having the best of moments. There we go. Just took a little bit of a wobbler again. Fingers crossed. I can bring it back again. Let's just get back to what we were doing last time, and see if we can bring it back. See if we can rescue it from the death. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, hang on, no. Oh, hang on. We're back in business, folks. We're all right. We're all right. Oh no. The black screen disappeared, but it's still frozen. No, I think we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do it again. I don't know why it wants to play funny beggars. Right, let me see if we can rescue it again. Fingers crossed. I'm assuming it might go back to the. I hope it doesn't go back to the start of the whole fight, but it might. Yeah, it's not. Chat amongst yourselves, folks. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get it back. It was this. It was the 4 6s. That's right, Rob. That's exactly what it was, mate. It was the 4 6s. Let's see. Right, we are back. We're back here now. I think we might just need to fight the last of the bandits. I think that's where it's returned us to. So, yeah. That one's done. That one as well. Ooh, one more. Take care, VJ. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Right, that's that one gone. So we're back to where we were now. I'm going to take down this last bandit. Yeah. I think we're alright here, folks. One more hit. Yes. We are triumphant. A search of their clothing reveals nothing of interest apart from 2 gold pieces which you put in your backpack. You set off north again along the path and soon notice the trees beginning to thin out on either side of the path. Eventually the path leads out of the trees into the ploughed fields. You are out of Darkwood Forest. The path leads through the field to a stone bridge over a clear stream. Beyond the bridge are the small cottages and the wooden huts of a village. A sign on the bridge reads Stonebridge. You cross the bridge and see 2 old dwarfs with long white beards standing by a cottage looking at you. Do you have the hammerhead and the handle with the letter G inscribed in them? No, not yet. If you possess neither, then we've got to keep going. You've failed in your quest to help the dwarves. Being unable to face Gillibrand, their king, you decide to head east and find a place to rest after your perilous adventure. But wait, perhaps you want to continue searching. Of course you do. You decide the best way to continue looking is to walk back around Darkwood Forest and pay a visit to the Astromo. As you begin the long walk, you are attacked by a large group of wild hillmen, probably the same group who attacked Big Leg and his party 2 days earlier. Test your luck. We're lucky. Oh, we are lucky as well. You run for what seems like hours, stumbling through the changing landscape. Something doesn't seem right somehow and you feel a thumping pain in your head. You stop, falling to the ground, and stare up at the blue sky, the clouds floating above. Your vision blurs and you suddenly see a familiar face staring down at you before you lose consciousness. You open your eyes. It's the evening and you find yourself lying beneath a sheepskin blanket next to an open fire. A half-eaten rabbit looks as though it was spit roasted, lies on the ground nearby. This feels very familiar. There's a full moon and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword skewered into the ground by your side. You gaze at it thinking about all the vile creatures you've killed in the last few days. You try to remember each one of them, but somehow you can't picture them in your mind. You're pretty sure that you killed some, yet it feels like the memory of those encounters is fading. You know there are strange lands inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls and even dragons. Have you killed any recently? Maybe you're just tired and need a good sleep. As the flame of your campfire gently dies, you begin to finally drift to sleep, and images of fighting strange monsters flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear a loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. I think it's just taking us back to the start, isn't it? Tony saying, why can't you roll like this in D&D? Tell me about it, mate. You stand motionless but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is it a trap? So essentially what it's done is it's just took us right back to the start. So we actually managed to escape the forest, folks. Right? We escaped the forest. unfortunately, we didn't manage to find anything to kind of take them. So but we did all right, actually. I mean, if we have, let's have a look at the map. Does it remember where we've been? Yeah, it does remember where we've been. So it's remembered the whole thing. But I guess we're back. We're back here, aren't we? We're back right back at the start. How are we doing for time? 10:30. I'm not starting it again now. So, folks, yeah, Mark was saying it's a reset. Yeah, everyone's getting deja vu. It's the Mulholland Drive of the Fighting Fantasy books. Tolmos says we did well when we didn't die. Right, we didn't, folks. Even after a couple of crashes, which I thought could have really kind of thrown us off, we managed, folks. We managed to get all the way through. We didn't die. Marco says, do we have the gauntlet? We do still have the gauntlet. Let me just, if I go back, so on the adventure sheet, we've got 47 gold. No, do you know what it is? No, we haven't. It's taken all of our equipment off us. So we don't, because what I was thinking was we'll go and see the wizard guy. We'll be able to buy all the stuff that we didn't have. I thought we'd be able to do it. So we managed to escape, but we just ended up back at the start. It even took all our stuff off us as well. Oh, I tell you what, let me get back to my chat here so we can have a chat with you fine folks. We got stuck in a time loop. We did a bit. Busey says a continuation tomorrow maybe. What day is it? I can't tomorrow, mate. We might do something on Wednesday, maybe. I don't know. Joel says we need to find a hammer or something next time. John says that's the best I've seen us do by so far. We did keep the gold mine. We got 47 gold. Let me just go back a second. Have we still got? Oh, our stamina's gone back. Yeah, everything's just reset, but we've got 47 gold. We didn't. So technically this time, we could buy... I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to put a bookmark in this. Save the game. Your position has been saved. Okay, so we've saved it now. So at least if we go back and we try a run from here, because we've got more gold this time. I think we've actually got enough. Yeah, Joel's saying we're meant to do. We can retire. Deep Red says, did Bobby Ewing just stare out of the shower? It was the mushrooms. Hobby Lodge says, we got the bad ending instead of the super happy ending. Yeah, we never actually managed to find anything, but we managed to do well. Glenn saying, is the cursed ring gone? Yeah, the ring's gone, the gauntlet's gone, all of our things that we got. We're going to end up going back to see the wizard dude. Iceman says, so we do the exact steps multiple times and we'll be swimming in gold. We'll just retire. Marco says, go to the shop, buy the shop, run a life of trade. I don't know whether to be impressed or whether to be happy or whether to be disappointed with that. Well, I tell you what it is, for the celebration of 5 years on YouTube, at least we didn't die tonight. I can't believe it crashed twice, but we didn't die. That's got to be that's got to be a success. And 47 quid, says Busey. Can't knock that. There you go. Buy a weaving, get it to burn down the forest, find the hammer, beat up the bad dwarf. Job's a good one. Tony says, except the guy in the trap will nick all our gold each time. Well, no, basically next time we ignore the dude in the trap. We just leave him. And Ed's saying, I think we headed out of the forest too soon. Yeah, I guess if you just kind of keep heading that way, what I'll have to do is I'll have to go back through the live stream and write down what our choices were. Yeah, Phil says we basically did a sponsored walk through a forest. However, folks, let's look back on our life experiences from this. What we did do was we killed a weaving. We fought 5 people in a battle and took them down. We killed what they called again, a shape changer. We didn't have any money to get a ride across the water from the centaur. We robbed a cave troll while he was asleep, and we gave a friar a bell. So yeah, I tell you what, we didn't do too bad. Oh yeah, we beat a treeman as well. I forgot Morgan Treeman. We did all right with him as well, didn't we? We ate mushrooms. Yeah, we did all right, folks. We did all right. So, let me know in the chat what you thought about that. Did you enjoy it? Was it a bit of an anticlimax? Ice Moon says we had a 6-inch leech. Each to their own, mate. Who's bragging? So yeah, it was. We slaughtered a band of humans. It wasn't too bad, was it? I must admit, I was expecting us to die a horrible death, but we managed to do all right. Peter says yes. I like the leech best. Have you got any leeches? What's that? That's a quote from a film. I forget now. Have you got any leeches? Forget what it is now. Anyway, yeah. Lord Ben said we done worse. Tolmos said it was good fun. Deep Red says loved every second of it, and I hope we return to it at some point. I think we should. I think we should do a return to that at some point. I think we might even make a special little live stream for that one, for a bit of a return to that one. It was a super good laugh. What was that? Glenn says we had an adventure. We did have an adventure, mate. Thank you so much. It was just I wasn't expecting us to get out of the forest, make it out, and be able to actually sort of like not complete it, if you like. Yeah. Stu says that's a win in my book. Yeah, I think it was a win as well. I definitely think we did all right. So, folks, we've got, what time is it now? We've got about 20-25 minutes. So feel free to, I was going to say chat amongst yourselves, but no, feel free. Let's have a bit of a chat. Is there anything you want to talk about? Obviously, there was the Warhammer announcements at the weekend. I'll be honest, I was out all weekend. Haven't seen the live announcements. I know a bit about Warcry and stuff, but I didn't see any of the other stuff. I know about Dungeon Bowl and stuff like that, but I haven't read any of the details. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that stuff's coming up. Hobby Lodge, thank you very much, buddy. He says, congrats on 5 years and well done on getting out alive. Thank you so much, mate. Yeah, Tasty Brain Drain saying we should definitely return to this one. Tony says it was a beer advert. Have you got any leeches for these? That's what it was. I remember the flash of it. I do remember that now. Thank you very much, Hobby Lodge. I appreciate it, mate. John says, better be soon or we'll have forgotten all we learned. I know. I think we should. We might put in like a little sneaky extra live stream in for that one, I think. Ed's off the bed. Thanks for the stream, he says. Thank you very much, mate. Stu saying it was a win. Yeah, we're doing all right. Deep Red says, did anyone watch Doctor Who yesterday? I've never watched Doctor Who, an episode of Doctor Who in my life. I'm not like it's not that I don't like Doctor Who or anything like that. I've just never seen one. I don't know why. I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who. Mortis is saying Conan versus the Spiders. I'll be honest, mate. I mean, so from a Warcry perspective, it's 130 quid. Peter Nicholas, thank you very much, mate, for the donation. Very, very kind. 5 happy years, mate. It has been a happy 5 years, I'll be honest. There's been ups and downs. There's good and bad in there, but overall, I've definitely really enjoyed it. I got to the point where I get to do this is my job. Can you believe it? This is what I do. This is what I have to pay the tax man to do every day. To be able to do this, there's worse things in life. Yeah, I was just going to say, Warcry, £130 in the UK. It's going to be the new Warcry Red Harvest. I'm not a huge fan of the Conan-looking warband. I wouldn't buy it if it kind of came out in a box on its own. The spider one's kind of grown on me. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I do like the terrain that's in the box. I think it's great that there's a starter box there now because you do get the new updated. You get the core rules in there, but the core rules now have all of the FAQ and all of the errata and stuff in there as well. So this will be the most up-to-date rules. They haven't changed the rules, but there's been like things like the original book still mentions about how cover worked the old way. This one will have that all replaced and stuff. So if anybody's a kind of like, if you're really into the game, I think it's a good buy. For me personally, I I've still got an absolute stack of stuff that I've not played, I've not painted. When it comes to Warcry, I've still got like I've not really got my money's worth out of Catacombs yet. I painted it all up, but like obviously lockdown and stuff and not getting games, I never got round to it. And then by the time we got out of lockdown, there was other games that kind of pushed it down the pecking order a little bit. So for me personally, it's £130. I think I'd rather spend on other stuff at the moment, but I do think it's a good set. Dungeon Ball folks are talking about there as well. See, it looks interesting. For some reason, it reminds me of the Curse of Curse City. It looks like they've kind of got a load of dungeon tiles that they didn't know what to do with, so they've banged them into there, doesn't it, a little bit? Dirk says, "Oh no, as I'm late. Kill all the dwarvish thieves." I tell you what, mate, it's worth a watch back. We did it. We had a good night. Colton says, "I love Blood Bowl, but Dungeon Bowl doesn't really tickle my fancy right now." Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Blood Bowl. I'll be perfectly honest. I've mentioned that many times. I do like Blitz Bowl, and Blitz Bowl scratches the itch for me when it comes to that kind of like sort of fantasy sport game type thing. Phil says you could previously on BlackJack Legacy highlights reel before going back to the forest. I'd say. I wonder if I could. I wonder how long it would take me to edit it back in a previously on Forest of Doom. Tasty Brindley says, "I can only speak for myself, but I'm gladly showing up tomorrow for a live stream continuation of this." I can't tomorrow, buddy. I've got plans on Tuesday night, but I will definitely. I think we might sneak in an extra one. I think at some point. Josie says, "I got a question for you. Do you think 25mm models would fit a game of mostly 28mm game? I'm asking for Kings of War." Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. I think you get away with it. I mean, kind of we talk about 28mm games like Warhammer 40K's class is 28mm, but like the models are like 30 odd mil now. There's such a mix of stuff. I think you'd get away with it. I think it'll be fine. VG says, "Blitz Bowl for the win. We need to play soon, mate." We absolutely do, buddy. We absolutely do. Yeah, we need to sort something out. If John's still in the chat, I'm looking forward to our game tomorrow. I've got some Veerman ready for Dead Zone, looking to take a few scenario points or whatever they're called. What they're called, victory points. I think they are in Dead Zone. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Train's there. First thing I'll be doing in the morning is putting together a list of 200 points. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game, buddy. What else have we got on this week? So I've been continuing today with the painting video for the Wild West Exodus starter box. So I've been doing a kind of like a how to paint super fast for the Union. So that hopefully should be up in the next week or so. If you haven't seen the video I did last week with Matt from Mantic Games, we had a little bit of chat about behind the scenes. It was quite interesting to hear Matt talking about kind of really how many plates he's kind of spinning at any one time to get things to market, and how far in advance he has to work on stuff based upon like sort of timelines to get things out to China and get them back again and stuff. It was super interesting. I've got another interview to come up as well, which is I'll tell you who this one's with. So this one is with TT Combat. So we're having a chat about Carnivali in this one, and a little bit of behind the scenes with TT Combat as well. So interestingly, they're kind of going through a bit of an expansion at the moment. So they talk a little bit about kind of what's going on behind the scenes in there as well. So I think you'll find that there's a lot of Carnivali stuff is kind of out of stock at the moment. It goes into the background of that, why that is as it is and stuff. So it's really interesting. You're welcome, Josie. Tissy Brindrin says, "That's right, you're gaming tomorrow. I totally forgot. I'm glad you'll be gaming tomorrow." Yeah, I'm glad as well. Marco says, "You going to Salute? Hopefully health is better to allow you the trip." My health, mate, I've been given the all clear now. So I was getting lots and lots of tests to see if I had something pretty nasty wrong with me. And luckily I haven't. I've been given the all clear for all that stuff now. So I'm on about 7 tablets a day, to be fair, to sort out another few issues. But health-wise, I feel pretty good, to be fair. I'm feeling all right. So yeah, health-wise is fine. But unfortunately, mate, no, I'm not going to Salute. The main reason being that I already have plans that weekend, mate. I never planned to go. I almost changed my mind and I thought about going. But yeah, we've got some plans with the family to go and see some friends over in the Northwest that weekend. So we're driving across to the Northwest on Saturday morning and staying overnight on the Saturday night. So unfortunately, I won't be going. But yeah, Yeah, Ice Moon saying great news, and Stu saying, yeah, great news. I literally only got the letter last week. I've had a million tests, to be honest. I've been going through all sorts of stuff, and one of the reasons that we're kind of like some of the streams and stuff were missing was because I was going to hospital appointments and things, and I was having to sort of do preparations for tests and stuff the next day, and I was having to go to hospital. So that's why the kind of streams were a little bit all over the place. But like in the background, mentally, I've been a bit like, God, like there might be something seriously kind of wrong here. But thankfully, touch wood, everything's fine. Phil saying, yeah, glad you're on the mend. To be honest with me, I never really felt ill. That was the worst bit. I never really felt ill. It was just that there was something I went to the doctors about, which was kind of like minor. I just wanted to get checked over to make sure it was okay before I started kind of exercising and stuff. And so they did some tests just to make sure, and that was where they found like a load of other things, and it was like, oh no, like I've kind of uncovered something here without even really kind of like being ill. So that's what I was kind of worried about. But yeah, I got the letter last week to say that everything's been given the go there, the green light kind of thing. There's nothing to worry about. I can stop worrying about that stuff now. So yeah, it was a big weight off my mind. So yeah, so it's been a week of good news. I kind of like, had all that stuff. 5 years today. It feels weird doing this for 5 years. And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I think I take my hat off to anybody who does this kind of stuff, like whether it be like writing blogs or kind of like sort of YouTube videos or podcasts or anything like that. Just that like commitment to keep doing it week after week after week, whether it's doing great or whether it's not doing so great, but just having the passion to keep going. It's kind of something, and the 5 years feels like it's just kind of gone like that. But yeah, thank you everybody for your kind words there. Lord Main says, so 30 more years of BlackJack. Do you think I'll last 30 more years? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think I do. I've got no intentions of ever really stopping this. It's funny because obviously I do this as a job now, and there is a point where you think, well, one day I'm going to be old. Like, I'm going to be really old. So what the hell do I do then, kind of thing? But then I guess you lot will be really old as well, so we'll all still be just doing it together. I'll still be sitting here like trying to get the computer things to work and pressing the buttons. James says my attention span's about 45 minutes, so 5 years is a great achievement. It's funny, mate. I'd never kind of thought about ever doing anything like this before. I started it just basically almost with a curiosity of like, I wonder how you make a video for YouTube. Robert says, do you remember what your first video was? I do remember what my first video was, mate. I did a video that I never released, shall we say. I think I showed it on one of the live streams once. But my first ever video was an unboxing of The Walking Dead when my Walking Dead Kickstarter came. In fact, I wonder, can I show you in the background? I'm wondering whether I can kind of show you in the background without... actually, I'll be able to do it like this, I think. So if I go here, I'm not going to play the video, obviously, but if I go to my channel and go to videos and filter them by oldest first. So there we go, folks. If I go to, we go to this one. I think we've probably got music playing there as well, and we got the background music off the painting. So this is my first video there. It says 4 years ago because I think technically it was the 2nd of November. So tomorrow it'll be 5 years. But yeah, that was my first ever video. Was the Kickstarter unboxing, and then about a few weeks later was the how to make a Walking Dead game board. Look, I've never changed either. Still a handsome young lad. Is that off the top of the street? Oh, it's upside down there, isn't it? Oh, hang on. That way. Why is it upside down? Is it that way? There we go. It's because I have the camera hanging upside down when I'm doing the painting. I thought that looked funny. You should have worn your lumberjack shirt for tonight. I know. Glenn saying one of my favourite moments was when you didn't notice the audio was off for ages. You handled it well, and despite what happened, it was actually very entertaining. Yeah, it's funny. Like like behind the scenes, there's like sweat pouring down, and I'm kind of like stressed out of hell. But yeah, it's one of them things where I learned really, really quickly that there's there's not much you can do about it. You just got to kind of like, it's a bit like tonight when the software kind of locked up. It was like, what are you gonna do? You just got to go with it, haven't you? Yes, thank you very much, folks. Tell me it was upside down. Yeah, so those were my first ones. Walking Dead. Obviously, a lot of Walking Dead in the early days. I'd got out of gaming. I hadn't played gaming like for years and years, and I kind of just got out of it. And then I remember getting my 200 subscribers. That was a big step as well. And I'm trying to remember where I did my first. I was at 500 subscribers. I'm trying to look at when I did my first live stream. I went to my first event. I went to UK Games Expo and did stuff. I was doing daily videos for a while as well. There was a point. Then I did my how to make my gaming table. 74,000 views that video's had now. It still did all right. But my first live stream was a little bit wasn't particularly great, to be honest. I'm trying to find out where it was now. I thought I was live streaming before this. Oh, there it was. My first ever live stream, I think. I don't think they have dates on them, but yeah, it was back in the day. So that was 4 years ago. I must have started kind of live streaming quite relatively early on, but yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. Green Stuff Game says that game board video was great. Thank you very much. Colton saying your vids convinced me to get All Out War. There you go, mate. The owl incident was funny too. Yeah. So for those that don't remember, we did a live stream. It was myself and Jason, a mate of mine, and we were in here actually doing a live stream before I got it all converted and stuff. And we were doing a live stream. And my neighbour was like sort of like banging on the garage door saying, "Can you come and help me? It's an emergency." And I didn't know what it was, so I just kind of like left Jason to do the live stream, like rather than pressing the button to say "be right back." I'll have to try and dig it out. It'll be in the live stream somewhere. And it turned out like there was an owl trapped in our garden. I'm thinking that's not an emergency. Like you took me away from the live stream. I literally thought there was a problem. I thought somebody was hurt or something like that. So then I come back and like Jason was like a rabbit in the headlights, just like sitting just. All right. Just looking at the camera, just staring at the world. Busey says, Gaming Table is a classic. James says, not long until 2 million views, mate. Yeah, I don't know what it's at the minute. It's about, let's have a look. Does it tell me? Just over 1.8 million, 1.84 million views. So that kind of makes me feel a bit sick, really, thinking about that. And Rob says, yeah, I made a game board and still have it. I've still got mine as well. It's just next door there with all of my mats and stuff. So yeah, it's been an interesting 5 years. I was convinced last week it was 4 years. It was 6 years, to be honest. But yeah, I started the channel like a matter of like weeks after my little boy was born. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. But yeah, so now I kind of like remember. So when it's the little one's birthday, so he's just gone 5 at the end of September. Yeah, like a month later or whatever. It's the channel's birthday. So, however old he gets is how old the channel gets, as long as it's still going. I think, folks, we might as well kind of wrap that one up now. I think most there's a few folks who've kind of drifted away now since we stopped the chat. Stopped the what's it called, the Fighting Fantasy thing. Let me have a look at dates and stuff. We'll try and squeeze in. Tony says, when do you get one of those YouTube trophy button thingies? It's like 100,000 subscribers, mate. I'm a bit off that one. I can't see me ever really getting there, to be fair. I don't do mainstream enough content, and I certainly don't do the GW stuff, really, do I? So I can't ever see me getting to 100k. But to be honest, I'd like to get to 20. 20 would be nice. I'm at like 13 and a half now, just over 13 and a half. I'd like to get to 20 one day. That's kind of like a target, I suppose. Just for no other reason than it sounds nice. But yeah, I think we'll call it a night. I'll have a look and see when we can squeeze in maybe an extra stream and finish off that Fighting Fantasy. Be nice to revisit it with all that extra gold. But I will see you on Wednesday for the painting stream, the hobby hangout. No idea what we'll be painting. Maybe some Dead Zone, possibly. We might squeeze some of that in a little bit. Or we might have a bit more Malifaux on the table as well. I'm just looking over there. And I've also got a pile of Marvel stuff. So We'll see how it goes. Thank you, everybody that came into the chat tonight, and thank you for all the kind words and the congratulations. Thank you to everybody that donated as well through the super chat tonight. I really do appreciate it massively. If anybody would like to support me, it's kind of like the Patreons took a little bit of a hit recently with me missing some streams and stuff like that, and folks have kind of dropped away, which was completely understandable. But if anybody would like to support me through the Patreon, please do check it out. It's patreon.com/BlackJack Legacy, and you can have a look there. Starts from $2 a month. And I will see you on Wednesday. So take care, folks. Thanks for watching my video. I hope that you really enjoyed it. And if you did, why not consider clicking on the suggested video below to see more of the work that I've done. If you'd like to support the long-term sustainability of this channel, why not consider checking out my Patreon, where you can pledge and support from as little as $2 a month, and there is lots of different tiers and bonuses which will give you access to a private Discord server. It will give you free t-shirts, free mugs, a podcast every month, and a number of other things, including getting your name at the end of every video, like these awesome folks who already support me now.